Yesterday was the end of the world as we know it, but reading the news today, it looks like the DeepSeek drama has calmed down. For now. Markets have bounced back, with Nvidia leading the charge. One moment, it's the end of U.S. tech dominance as we know it. The next, we're all pretending yesterday's meltdown didn't happen. But let's not get too comfortable. This is just the start of a much longer, messier story. And while the tech world has taken a collective deep breath, it's worth asking, what does all of this actually mean for us mere mortals? DeepSeek is impressive. We can agree. No one's disputing that. But let's be clear, it hasn't reinvented the wheel. What DeepSeek has done is optimize and refine what's already out there, squeezing every last drop of performance out of existing models and doing it at a fraction of the cost. That's clever engineering, not wizardry. Still, it's enough to make Silicon Valley sweat. And for good reason. The AI world is being reminded that big budgets don't guarantee big wins. You've got to be smart about how you play the game. Speaking of playing the game, what this means for the tech giants? Yesterday, they were in complete panic mode. Today, they're cautiously optimistic, maybe even a little smug. Sam Altman gave DeepSeek a polite nod, while subtly reminding us all that bigger and better models are just around the corner. Classic Silicon Valley, acknowledge the competition, then pivot to why they're still the coolest kids on the block. But here's the kicker. DeepSeek doesn't have to outdo OpenAI or Nvidia to make waves. It just has to show that there's another way to play the AI game, and that's exactly what it's done. For the rest of us, this raises some big questions. If AI becomes cheaper, more accessible, and more widespread, what does that actually look like? Are we about to see a wave of innovation that benefits everyone? Or is this just going to make the rich richer and the powerful more powerful? If intelligence is about to be embedded in everything from our toasters to our toothbrushes, who's making sure it's done responsibly? These are the questions that keep people like me up at night. I was writing this article very late or very early in the morning, by the way, and they should probably be keeping you up too. From the other side, I guess governments, of course, should be also scrambling to figure out what all this means. The U.S. is in a bit of a bind. Double down on chip restrictions and hope for the best, or rethink its approach and maybe even embrace a bit of collaboration. Meanwhile, Europe is doing what Europe does best, regulating like there's no tomorrow. But regulation only gets you so far. At some point, you've got to invest in the future, not just police it. And let's not forget China, where DeepSeek is already being pushed by domestic rivals like Alibaba, who just released Qwen 2.5 Max, which they say is better than DeepSeek, and ByteDance. It looks like it is not just a global race. It's a free-for-all within borders, too. And then there's the environmental side of things. DeepSeek has shown us that AI can be less resource-hungry, which is great news if you care about the planet, and you should. But making AI cheaper and easier to use could also mean we start using it for everything, everywhere, all at once, even on our toasters, as I said. I am an AI enthusiast, as people define me. So I do not believe that's necessarily a bad thing. But it's worth asking, are we heading for a greener future, or just a more resource-hungry one dressed up as progress powered by AI? At the end of the day, DeepSeek isn't the full story. It's the opening act of a much bigger play. The tech giants will fight back, governments will posture, and new players will emerge. But while the powers that be are busy scrambling for dominance, the rest of us should be asking the real questions. What kind of world do we want AI to help build? And, more importantly, what's in it for us? Because if this AI race is going to reshape the future, we'd better make sure it's a future we actually want to live in.